Has anybody ever wondered why Samuel the prophet got so upset with Israel when Israel said, "We want you to give us a king so we could be like the other nations"? Because after all, even in the books of Moses, it provides for a king to rule over Israel. There's rules and requirements and regulations for when Israel finally does set up a king for themselves. So why would Samuel get so upset? And I think the key is found in several places. First of all, when God said, "Samuel, don't take this personally. They're not rejecting you as judge over them. They're rejecting me as their ruler and as their God." So how are they rejecting God? Well, we have to go back to Genesis chapter 6 to discover that. In Genesis chapter 6, it talks about how the sons of God, which are believed to be the angels or the watchers or the heavenly divine beings that rebelled against God and fell to earth and set up themselves as false gods, and they cohabitated with human women and created these giants. In the English, it says giants. The Hebrew word is Nephilim, which could mean giant, but it also means fallen ones. Now, when Israel came into the Promised Land and they defeated the Canaanite nations, these Canaanite nations, almost every one of them, had a Rephaim rule over them. You'll read about the Rephaim. The Rephaim were said to be half human, half God. They were the Nephilim. They were the hybrid children, or the product of the union of the fallen angels and the human women, which made them exceptionally tall, exceptionally strong, exceptionally powerful. And they were called the Rephaim. And Og, king of Bashan, was one of the last of the Rephaim that the Israelites captured. And it talks about the length and the breadth, the extraordinary length and breadth of his bed, referring to him that he was a Rephaim giant, that he was one of these giant kings. So, back to the story of Samuel and the people wanting a king, and the people said, "We want a king to rule over us like the nations," meaning like the Canaanite nations around us that we kicked out. We want a giant king. Well, God heard them, and God gave them a giant king in the form of Saul, the Benjamite, the son of Kish, because the scripture says that Saul was unusually tall. He was taller than most everybody around him. And when God chose him, he was a good egg. He was a good guy. He was humble. He was so humble he didn't want the public attention. And when the inauguration came for, his kingship, they couldn't find him. He was hiding among the supplies, the luggage, the baggage. So he was reluctant in that. But soon pride entered his heart, and we see that the end of Saul's reign wasn't that glorious and magnificent, and God replaced Saul and Saul's entire lineage with King David. And King David was the one that the Messiah was going to come through. But again, the children of Israel wanted a king like the other nations, meaning they wanted a Rephaim king. They wanted a demigod. They wanted a half god, half man, strong, giant, tall king to powerfully rule over them and to lead them to victory over the other nations. Well, Saul wasn't a demigod by any stretch of the imagination. He was totally human, but he fit the bill in the fact that he looked like a Rephaim. He was unusually tall. And it pleased the people, and so God gave them what they wanted. And at the time, he was God's anointed and God's chosen man. But through free will choice of his own, he became fallen. He became like the fallen ones, in that he became prideful, and that resulted in his ultimate downfall and David taking over the throne. Hey guys, thanks so much for listening. Go out there and have a great day. God bless.
Abraham'sDescendants.com, getting back to the first century in a 21st century way. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to press the like button as well as the subscribe button if you haven't done so already, and the notification bell that'll let you know every time I make a new video. And don't forget to share this with a friend. Also, visit our website at Abraham'sDescendants.com. Thanks. Shalom.
Thanks for watching. Stay connected by subscribing to our other social media accounts and visiting our website at abrahamsdescendants.com.